What's up, fams? I'm Frank, and I'm too big to fake it.
And I'm Neum, and I'm ready to send it all day, every day.
All day, every day. Welcome to Faith and Flamez, where we talk story,
Share insights that no one asked for.
and as always,
Eat some tasty food. Yeah.
That pita was pretty good, eh?
Yeah, bro, to be fair, I gotta give it up to them, you know. Their service was good, the flavors were fresh, the food was actually okay.
And man, like, I didn't mind the salads or anything like that too. Like, they actually had some really good taste. It was good. I love that lentil and kumara as well.
Yeah, that one actually, that surprised me.
Was there anything from last week's podcast, cuz, that impressed you?
Not the food.
We love you, but honest.
For me, because I was able to see quite a few things that I was holding on to that actually I just let go of. Some of those things were specific attitudes towards what's happening in my life at the moment.
Yeah.
And to be able to let new things grow. New opinions, new attitudes, new information processing in my head.
Have you noticed, like, any difference during the week?
I feel like, I don't know if my family will say, but I feel like I've been a little bit happier, a bit more positive.
Wow.
Yeah. What about yourself? Cuz, were there any takeaways or any gems that you got?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about how we were talking about pruning, getting rid of those things. Went and did a little bit of reading. I learned this new term about grafting.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when you've got, your main tree and you bring in something else. You graft another part onto that tree to help this thing flourish. Yeah, so I'm wanting to, graft new things into, the things that I'm already currently doing. Thinking about that and being more, I guess, aware of it really helped me during my week because, like you, I was able to let go of things that I didn't need. Be like, nah, that doesn't really suit the Frank that I want to be.
Yeah, I loved it.
Just thinking about this week, cuz, I'm really happy to be here with you. I can't stop thinking, we went out and, had pit. Before that, we had to clean our pantries before we made the food that we did. But just wondering, cuz, what's on the menu for this week?
All right, you ready for this?
Please say it's going to be a rump steak.
At the end of the last podcast, you talked about things maybe getting a bit spicy today.
Okay, yeah.
So today, we're going to try something that I've never tried before, but I've heard all about, just to spice things up.
Man, I'm going to have to choose my words real carefully next time. Okay.
So we talk about the faith.
Yeah.
We're about to bring the flames, cuz.
Oh, man, flame grill?
So what we're going to try, cuz,
Yeah.
is 2 packets each
Wow.
of Buldak Noodles.
Oh, shucks. Wait, for reals, we're going to try Buldak Noodles.
I've never tried them before. Have you tried them before?
I've had it's the carbonara version. It's like a cheesy version of it.
Oh, okay.
Is it the black packets that we're doing?
We're going to do the black packets.
Yeah, no, I haven't had those ones.
I've heard that they're quite spicy. I do like a bit of a spice here and there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
What kind of spice do you like?
Buldak, I haven't had this one, but mee goreng noodles, I'll
Yeah.
I'll smash the spice in that.
Yeah.
And that's not that spicy, but yeah, I have it.
I thought I used to like a lot of spice, and then someone said to me, "Man, you must love spice because it looks like you've been burnt from the inside out."
Oh my gosh. I've always wanted to test my spice tolerance, but yeah, I guess today's gonna be it. We're gonna do it.
Yep.
So thinking about our spicy noodles and stuff, how's that gonna prepare us for what we're talking about today, cuz?
The way it marries up, cuz, is that I've seen this challenge on TikTok.
Yeah.
These noodles are fire, apparently.
Okay.
What we're going to be doing is sacrificing our taste buds, burning our mouths for the greater good, so we can be a part of that group and say we had those black Buldak noodles.
I'm a little bit speechless. I'm a little bit nervous.
My question, I don't know if it's going to be worth it at the end, but at least we'll be able to say, nah, yeah, we did that.
Nah, you know what? Natsuko.
Oh,
Hey.
Yes.
Natsuko. All right, cuz, I reckon we go and lay our noodles out.
Yeah.
Have a look at the instructions, cuz do you know how to cook them?
I have no clue.
Man, honest.
We're about to find out.
Let's do it, cuz. Alright, cuz, man, honestly, those noodles, they were like massive, eh?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big and thick the noodles were, but man, I'm excited.
That makes one of us.
You mentioned, sacrificing our taste buds for the, for the glory of doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just speak to, I guess, our topic for the day?
So the topic for today is, what are we willing to sacrifice for the greater good or a greater cause that we're pursuing?
Sacrifice for the greater good. That's huge. That's huge.
What's that topic? What comes to mind, cuz?
Mufasa, like he sacrificed himself for Simba.
Ooh.
When Simba found himself in that situation, man, without any doubt, Mufasa jumped in, saved the son, and then, we all know the tragic story. We had to live through it the first time we watched the cartoon, then live action came out, I had to relive it again. Man, how many times do you have to see it? I don't know, is there anything that pops to your mind in regards to it, cuz?
I just keep going back to sacrificing my taste buds to be able to have that glory.
Oh, man.
And then clip it and make a viral video.
Let's go! Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting, that one. I'm almost a little bit nervous to, to say these words, cuz, but is that us?
Ooh, yeah, cook it up.
Let's go! Because I've never seen a sauce that dark before.
Oh, shucks, guys. That was lethal.
Holy moly. And it hurt my eyes when I was squeezing it into. Oh, shucks.
It does kind of set us up there, because today we're talking about sacrifices. And sometimes those things can be nasty or hard to do.
Yeah, for real.
What kind of comes to mind for you when we're talking about, I guess, not just the sacrifice, but what is also this greater good or greater cause? Can you speak to that, cuz?
Yeah, actually, something that just popped to mind that, I think I want to share is, as a male, one of our, I guess, inbuilt things that we want to do is to provide, and one of the things that we always want to do is to make sure that we're the hunter-gatherer, and we want to be that force for our family. We want to be able to present our family with food, and so just thinking about that, and I guess in my life at a particular point in time, I was that, the hunter-gatherer. I was the breadwinner for the family. I was bringing that money in. I just remember having this thought that if something, was to happen to me, how would my wife be able to look after the family? And so, there was a struggle, where I was the breadwinner, and I saw myself as that breadwinner. Behind that was this thought that if I was to, if a circumstance like Mufasa came up and I was to be gone, how would my wife then be able to care for, the family? So thinking about that and having these conversations with my wife, it was kind of agreed upon that I would support her in her studies. At the time, I was doing really well with my career. I was making moves, I'd become deputy principal. But really what we wanted to do was to make sure that, Lord willing, if anything was to happen to me, she would be able to provide for the family without me being there. And so it was really a really big tussle for me to sacrifice that view of me being the provider, the hunter-gatherer, and taking a step back to support my wife in this view of her going to, achieve her potential and to reach her potential. It was quite a big sacrifice for me to stop being that hunter-gatherer and now fulfill the role of supporter, as my wife is now becoming this person, the hunter-gatherer as well, on that end. And so, that for me, that was really hard to make that sacrifice because, I was doing really well. I was going places with my career, but at the end of the day, my career wasn't going to help my wife look after the kids if I was to, if something was to happen to me. And so for me, it was that sacrifice to just relax, chill out. She supported me and, encouraged me to get my degree. It was now time for me to reciprocate that, be there for her and support her in her ventures and attaining her degrees. So, thinking about today's topic, that was really a bit of a really hard thing for me to do.
Was there anything that helped, I guess, you get through that time where you were making that sacrifice to make it easier?
I know it's funny, but, I think back to my mum, when my mum raised us by herself. She was in a really difficult position, and had she received the same support to, increase her abilities, maybe we wouldn't have had to struggle as much as we did. And so, thinking about it like that, it was kind of really easy for me to make that decision then. Hey, far out, I need to support my wife in getting these goals. Because it's not only going to be for, my good and her good, but it's going to be for the benefit of our family. It's funny because, some people will look at it and be like, well, that's just being, a couple. That's just, but when you're programmed to do something a certain way and to be the, provider, it's difficult to move away from that programming, and to, I guess, adjust it in order to support someone else doing that as well. So I still work, obviously, and, I still did things. It was more of a support for me to encourage and uplift, support my wife as she ventured out and did her thing.
Has there been days where it's harder? I mean, last podcast we talked about the different changes that we were trying to make, and we'd slip back into things. Were there moments, or if there were moments, how did you get through them when you thought, freak, actually, I want to go back to being the breadwinner?
Oh, man. Always, all the time.
Yeah.
Have you heard that song, What About Me? It isn't fair. Sometimes, you get that feeling, but it's funny because when, again, it's that view that you have to look at, like, taking time to step back from the situation and try and see things holistically, like the whole overview of it. Like, am I doing things just for the glory of me?
Oh,
Or am I doing things for the glory of our family?
the greater good?
The greater good.
I love that.
Are the feelings that I'm having of what about me? What about my needs? Is that about me? Or is that about the greater good?
How do you get through those moments when, because like for me, that's a song I sing, me, 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 me. So how do you get through those moments and shift that focus and look holistically? Is there anything that, I guess, you say to yourself? You were singing songs, we know you love music. Is there something that helps you get through that?
Man, because something in my many years that I've learned now is having difficult conversations, Oof. I've learned that difficult conversations shouldn't be difficult if they're coming from a place of love.
Oh.
When I'm feeling that way, I've learned to sacrifice the way I'm feeling. And, sometimes feeling good or feeling proud about myself in order for the greater good.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
Nah,
like you have those conversations without fear that you might be wrong, and you probably are, but you don't know until you have those conversations there. And I think that's one thing that I've really learned with my wife is if I'm feeling a certain way, I'll talk to her about it.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to her, and sometimes I'm right, and it's like we both have that, oh yeah, we both didn't see it this way. Or it'll come back and be like, oh, actually, nah, this is more about me instead of we. Just thinking about our topic today and thinking about sacrificing for the greater good, that's what came to mind, was sacrificing the need for me to attain leadership positions in my career at a really, really early stage of my career. And really I was only doing that, if I'm honest, because it would look good on my CV. Like, oh, Frank's deputy principal, Frank's going to be a principal. That was great, but for who though? Just for me. If, stepping aside and encouraging my wife to achieve what she, has now, because now my kids have two people who are qualified to look up to and, to say, hey, it's possible. We're from completely different backgrounds, but regardless of that, we're still able to achieve the dreams that we had.
That's an amazing thing to be able to step back, as you said, and see this huge timeline of sacrifices, but also patience,
Yeah.
hoping that it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
Not fully knowing, but having that faith to go through the flames to be able to come out with this amazing thing that you've just shared.
I'm not the only one that's had these experiences of, sacrificing for the greater good. I know that you've got some incredible experiences, and I'm sure, you'd love to share, because in your experiences with this and our topic, does anything spring to mind?
So last year, the year before, I tried to start, creating content and going on social media. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a go, see what happens.
Yeah.
Put myself out there, go live on TikTok and all this stuff. And it's been amazing. It's been fun. It's been really uncomfortable. So that was one thing, was sacrificing my comfort
Yeah.
to be able to give something. I actually wanted to give it a go. I am not in a place where we're financially set by any means necessary. I'm actually really bad. When people ask me, hey, Neum, do you run? I say, yeah, I run. They're like, oh, do you? Yeah, I run up my debt on Afterpay, credit cards, all these different things. That's the only running I do.
Yeah.
And so there was a moment where financially, actually there's always moments, but this specific moment of financial struggle, I got a message from a specific agency business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In this message, they offered me tens of thousands of dollars to promote their product.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm in need. I'm definitely in need.
Yeah.
And so when I saw who it was from and verified it, it was from a gambling agency. A gambling app. They wanted me to promote their products and promote their gambling things, and they wanted me to create stories, promote their gambling and all those kind of things, and they were going to pay me for it quite well. When I saw that, my first thought was, of course this is happening.
Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know, my beliefs and values don't align with gambling. They don't align with promoting gambling.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, choose what you want. But I'm not going to encourage it or suggest that people do it. When I saw this message, I had a decision to make. It was use that money for a good cause, my family.
Wow.
Pay off my debt so my family can, live quite well at that moment. Because knowing me, I would have spent it like that.
Yeah.
There was that. Or sacrifice that comfortable moment for my beliefs and my values.
Wow.
I gotta be straight, cuz what I ended up doing was I actually wrote a message, yo, I'm keen. And then I deleted it.
Wow.
And then I wrote a message that basically said, hey, thank you for the opportunity. Because it doesn't align with my values, I'm going to decline. I made it nice and clear, not I'll think about it later on. I had to cut ties, kind of like last week, cutting those branches off, pruning, grafting new, better things. I made sure that there was no opportunity for anything else to grow, and said, but was gracious about it, thanking them. And then once I sent that, man, it felt really good. But can those good feelings pay for a steak? No. No. But the other decision that had to be made in the mix of it all was, is the need for financial gain greater than my need to live up to these beliefs and values that I have chosen? Yes, they have been taught to me when I was younger, but now, like you said, as we're older and step back and kind of see, the choices that I've made are to be this new.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't just about money, it was about principle. For me, I had to choose to stand on my principle. Just like you were talking about being an example to your children with your education and your career paths, I have to be that example to my children and practice what I preach.
Wow. Because I was just going to ask, thinking about passing up that particular opportunity, in our culture, normally, you say no twice. And then the third time you're like, oh, okay. Thanks, Auntie, for the $50. Yeah. How do you build, I guess, the strength and support system to ensure that your values are always taken priority before the need?
Oh, that's a deep question, cuz the way I'll answer it is just spitting straight truth. is that I've done the opposite so many times. I've chosen to go against my values, go against my beliefs, live in a way that didn't align with those things, and I've seen where it's taken me.
Wow.
Kind of like what I shared in the last podcast about the work that I was doing and working hard for money, but losing connection with my family. I've got so many examples of what not to do that I can literally go, what is it that I want? And I can foresee the outcomes because I've made so many mistakes. And that's why when I talk to my kids about certain things, it's from a place of stuffing up so many times. From putting myself in the fire and forgetting to have faith in the long game.
Wow.
And that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's knowing that, okay, we're not financially where I want to be, but as long as we keep these values, having that belief and faith that things will happen for us, willing to go through the flames of, man, we ain't got no cash, there ain't nothing in the cupboard, but something will happen.
Yeah.
And it always does, cuz. Every single time.
That's a lot of thousands to say no to, eh? Would you mind sharing, I guess, something that has come about because you've said no?
I was actually offered to serve in a certain role at church.
Wow.
And that role was an opportunity to help, to guide, to give a bit of counsel, and to be really involved with the youth.
Yeah.
Drawing them closer to what we believe and kind of understanding that there's a bigger picture around where we came from, why we're here, and where we're going. And the blessings that have come from that, man, I can't count them.
What an incredible example to give there, cuz, man. Like, I could only imagine how rewarding it would be, I guess, because, you would have started that your social media platform, not even thinking that this would be a possibility, and then all of a sudden, people are chucking tens or thousands of dollars at you saying, all you have to do is just, I'm guessing a 30-second, 15-second ad.
It would be silly of me if I was to take that money versus this opportunity at church and these opportunities to help with youth, but also the other opportunities financially that I have.
It really talks to the being that you're not the only person going through these things, eh? There are others who face the same issues, who have had to make sacrifices for the greater good. You don't have to feel lonely in that. I don't need to think, oh man, I'm the only person in the whole world out of however many billion people there are in this world. I'm the only one going through this. There are countless people going through these. Understanding what the greater good is, man, it's brilliant, man,
Thinking about how you were talking about not going through things alone, I think it's time for us to plate up and to have a look at this food and these Buldak Noodles and go in together.
I was actually wanting to talk a little bit more, but okay, cuz, man, honestly, you know what? Let's do this.
Should we set the table, cuz?
Let's set the table, hey. I don't know if it's right, but I was trying to let it cool down as much as I can because it might not be as spicy, but I'm willing to sacrifice my taste buds, eh?
I'm willing to sacrifice my plate and give it to you. As we go into this together and we share this heat, probably a whole lot of sweat and burnt tongues.
Yeah.
I think it's time for us to also welcome everyone else, and as we always do, to be able to pull up a chair.
Yes, please.
I wish you could pull up a chair now so you could have my noodles. I'd be willing to sacrifice them.
Yeah.
And we also want to include you a little bit more with the comments that you've been sharing. We're really grateful for the comments. Also the suggestions that you've been giving.
Definitely, man. There have been some interesting suggestions, but man, some amazing feedback, amazing comments that have, provided insights that, we never really even thought of. It's incredible being able to share that with you and then have you guys share that back with us.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to run it back to, we're going to go back to all the different podcasts that we've got on YouTube, Spotify, and all the podcast platforms, and we're going to reply to them on our social media platforms.
All of these ones over here, that's what we're going to share back on. Yeah, I just think we're stalling right now.
I'm about to bless these noodles twice.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We're about to get down on this. I'm Frank.
And I'm Neum.
And this is
Faith and Flames.
Do you guys want my noodles?